Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Please like our channel, hit the subscribe button and share, as well as become a subscriber and become a part of our community. Now, if there's one thing that SARS does not like at all, it's fraudulent reporting. So if you are submitting any return, income tax, provisional tax, VAT, pay as you earn, EMP 541, any report whatsoever, please make sure you have analyzed the facts and make sure that you are correctly entering all the facts as they are. For instance, if you have income that may be VAT exempt or that may be zero rated, for instance, if you're exporting or if you are dealing in transport, any of those ad hoc items, even if you're not charging VAT on your sale, on your invoice, please be sure to include it on your VAT return. Your VAT return needs to show that your sales are split into the taxable supplies and the non-taxable supplies. Make sure, if you do have non-taxable supplies, that your proof is there. You have contracts, you have invoices. If it's export, proof of exports, custom stamp documents. And if it's other products that are not VATable, as long as the invoice clearly states, then you are fully protected. Why am I saying this? Because many people think that as long as they've not charged VAT, they do not need to declare that income on the VAT return. Wrong. It's still a sale. You're still accountable. SARS still wants to know about it. And if you leave it out on your VAT return, that is an omission, which since last year, SARS has decided they are not treating as an innocent omission anymore. A lot of people could go back and correct returns, but guess what? In the instance of a VAT return, very difficult to correct, especially input tax. You cannot increase your input tax by virtue of correcting your VAT return. So stop and think. If you've entered your figures, stop for a minute, double check that your input tax is correct, double check that your output tax has been entered in the correct section, and that your resulting VAT due to or from SARS is correct. If it's a refund, make sure you can defend it, justify it, prove it beyond reasonable doubt. Any errors may not be taken as innocent errors, but they may be seen as a means of trying to defraud the Revenue Authority, SARS as we know them. Same goes for your EMP 201, your monthly pay as earned in UIF. Make sure you are correctly filing those. And of course, your EMP 541. One thing that I've picked up, the penalties for late submission of EMP 541s, which were a very few and far between. They were not pushing through those penalties on a regular basis. They are now being passed through very regularly. So a lot of times, if you, for instance, haven't had staff for a year or for 2 years, people sometimes neglect to file those zero returns. Now, if a year goes by, that means you've missed the deadlines for the EMP 201s and the EMP 541s. And what does that mean? You will be penalized for late submission of the EMP 541. Even if you go back and submit the EMP 201 nil returns, you will still find that when you view your statement, your EMP 201 statement, EMPSA, you will realize that you have been penalized. So please, save yourself. Do yourself a favor. On a monthly basis, make sure you file that return, even if it's a zero return, and file it correctly. If it's the EMP 541, file it every 6 months. Anything that you leave out now, is subject to penalty. It's open, it's game on. SARS will penalize you. So make sure you protect yourself, make sure you're covered. Do not, I repeat, be found in a position where you are penalized when you have a zero return or where the company is dormant. Having said that, I haven't mentioned the income tax return. The issues with the income tax return are even more serious. Make sure you are picking up every single thing on there correctly. In fact, I think the income tax return deserves a whole video on its own. So many different intricate things, lots to learn.